Released on April 24th, 2000, Team Rocket is the fifth Pokemon trading card game expansion. The set contains 83 cards and introduces a handful of new concepts to the Pokemon trading card game, many of which are still present in the Pokemon TCG today. Team Rocket includes the first holographic energy, the first holographic trainer, the first secret rare Pokemon card, as well as new gameplay mechanics. Some of these are very fun and others more challenging to play against. The Team Rocket expansion also marks the first time that a prefix is used on a Pokemon card with the debut of Dark Pokemon. Using the translation Dark for the English card seems like the most natural choice amongst the other possibilities, which included evil or bad, though admittedly it'd be pretty epic to own a bad Charizard. The description for the Team Rocket set reads, Team Rocket's on the loose. The number of criminal incidents involving Pokemon has been on the rise. Some suggest it may have something to do with the rash of Pokemon kidnappings that have been occurring recently. Pokemon breeders believe that to properly raise and evolve a Pokemon, you have to treat it with love and attention. But what happens if a Pokemon isn't treated properly? Will it evolve differently? What's the secret behind this new threat to Pokemon and their trainers? Team Rocket is my favorite Pokemon TCG set, and not because of how the set played. I love this set because of the lore it developed for the villains I played against in the Pokemon Game Boy games. Team Rocket is bad. They kidnap Pokemon and use them for their own selfish gains. And now I get to play with their Pokemon? Cool! The mystique around Team Rocket fascinated many kids, myself included. For many, this was our first introduction to the concept of good versus evil, and the contrast between Team Rocket and the heroes of the Pokemon franchise helped to teach key values such as love, patience, and care for your friends and Pokemon. Aside from that, the artwork on the cards is amazing and emphasizes the uniqueness of each Pokemon. Seeing the creatures that I had already grown to love reimagined through the ownership of Team Rocket drove home the idea that each Pokemon is unique, and the way that I raise them as a trainer will have an impact on how they turn out. It doesn't get much cooler than that. Now, let's take a look at the most influential cards from Team Rocket. Probably the most notorious card from Team Rocket is fittingly Rocket Sneak Attack. Rocket Sneak Attack allows a player to look at their opponent's hand and shuffle a trainer they find there into their opponent's deck. Until Team Rocket was released, the most popular hand disruption card was Lass. Lass removes all trainer cards from both players' hands, which is disruptive, but disruptive for both players. Rocket Sneak Attack allows players to dish out one-sided hand disruption, limiting the opponent's ability to set up as early as the first turn of the game. And since Rocket Sneak Attack is a non-supporter trainer card, it can be played as often as you like during your turn, meaning that it is not uncommon for multiple trainers to be stripped from a player's hand before they get to play. If this sounds problematic, well, it is. The result is a format in which decks must play plenty of large basic Pokemon so that if they get bombarded with Sneak Attack on the first turn of the game, they will have some time to draw out of it before they lose. Imposter Oak's Revenge is a hand disruption card so powerful that cards with similar effects have been banned in the Pokemon TCG. Oak's Revenge is a trainer card that makes your opponent shuffle their hand into their deck and draw 4 new cards, the only drawback being that you have to discard a card from your hand in order to play it. Both Let Loose Marshadow from Shining Legends and Red Card from X and Y base set, both of which could also be played on the first turn of the game, have been banned from Pokemon's expanded format. Setting your opponent's hand to just 4 cards on the first turn of the game is disruptive, but doing so in combination with Rocket Sneak Attack is downright brutal. An opponent is not likely to have multiple trainer cards in their hand after an early Oak's Revenge, allowing Sneak Attack to come in and further limit the opponent's hand as early as the first turn of the game going first. In a format dominated by basic Pokemon and a couple of very strong Stage 1s, Dark Violet Plume emerged as a format-defining Stage 2 Pokemon that would change the way the Pokemon trading card game would be played for formats to come. The card is unassuming at first, with only 60 hit points, incredibly low for a Pokemon that must evolve twice in order to get into play. As you'll see in this video, low HP is a common theme in the Team Rocket set. Its attack is flippy, expensive, and inflicts confusion on itself. But Dark Violet Plume's Pokemon power, Hay Fever, is game-breaking. Hay Fever reads that no trainer cards can be played. Now keep in mind, at this point in the game there are no supporter cards. There are no item cards. Every card that is not a Pokemon or an energy is a trainer card, and most decks were composed of about 50% trainers. Not only does Dark Violet Plume stop decks in their tracks, it also blocks Gust of Wind. the most natural way of dealing with a problematic Pokemon on the opponent's bench. Paired with Psyduck's Headache, players can inflict Trainer Lock on the first turn of the game while going first, eventually transitioning into Vileplume's Hay Fever Lock once a stable board position is established. Though Vileplume is very strong, it is not without a counter. Muck's Toxic Gas shuts down Hay Fever, making it a popular tech in many decks. Nightly Garbage Run is a trainer that allows a player to shuffle 3 in any combination of Pokemon and basic energy from their discard pile into their deck. In a format where decking out constitutes a large portion of game losses, this trainer effect is not just welcome, but essential. This effect has been reused multiple times throughout the history of the Pokemon TCG, with cards like Super Rod and Ordinary Rod, both of which have seen a lot of play. With the flexibility to refill a deck with discarded energy and Pokemon, aggressive discard effects like Professor Oak and Computer Search become easier to play. Item Finder from base set allows a player to reuse a single garbage run multiple times throughout a game, making it a very useful one-of in many decks. Probably the most recognizable special energy in the Pokemon TCG, Rainbow Energy, originally printed in Team Rocket, has been reprinted over a dozen times throughout Pokemon's history. Rainbow Energy allows for some creative deck building by providing all types of energy, but only one at a time, while attached to a Pokemon. The only drawback is that Rainbow Energy deals 10 damage to the Pokemon it is attached to when placed from hand. Rainbow Energy makes it easy to play multiple types of Pokemon with different energy requirements in the same deck. Prior to Team Rocket, running a 3-type deck wasn't super feasible, but thanks to Rainbow Energy, the 3 strongest basics in the game, Electabuzz, Mewtwo, and Hitmonchan, could be played side by side in harmony. Although Metal and Dark types don't get released until the Neo era, it's worth mentioning that Rainbow Energy would become a staple for those types of decks in the years to come. Basic Metal and Basic Dark Energy were not introduced until 2007's Diamond and Pearl base set, meaning that if you wanted to play more than 4 Dark or 4 Metal in your deck, you had to rely on Rainbow Energy. In a format with Vileplume's devastating Trainer Lock, special energy that could perform the functions of trainer cards were a useful addition to the pool of playable cards. Both Potion Energy and Heal Energy provide 1 colorless energy. Potion Energy removes 10 damage when attached from hand to a Pokemon. Heal Energy removes all special conditions when attached from hand to a Pokemon. Heal Energy is great for dodging annoying special conditions, which can render a Pokemon completely useless under Trainer Lock. Potion Energy is useful for dodging popular 2-hit KOs and increasing the survivability of the Pokemon it is attached to. In these early formats, special conditions were very popular, and every 10 damage added or removed from a Pokemon made a big difference in the outcome of a game. Released in Fossil, Psyduck with the Headache attack allows players to inflict Trainer Lock on the first turn of the game going first. Psyduck was good, but it needed some backup. Dark Golduck from Team Rocket is the perfect follow-up to an early Headache, dealing 50 damage for 2 Psychic and a colorless. The strategy goes like this. Use Psyduck to Headache turn 1. While your opponent is hopelessly Trainer Locked, set up Hay Fever Vileplume to inflict a more permanent Trainer Lock. Once Vileplume is established, evolve into Dark Golduck and swing away for 50 damage every turn until your opponent runs out of Pokemon. If it worked right, your opponent should never get to play a trainer card, and then they'll eventually lose. Fun, right? The only thing left to do after that is hope your friends actually come back to play with you again next time. Free search in the Pokemon TCG is always good. The Boss's Way is a trainer card that allows a player to search their deck for a Pokemon that has Dark in its name. Boss's Way, though only useful in decks with Dark Pokemon, provided an easy way to set up Dark Vileplume and Dark Golduck, making it a staple in most Vileplume lock decks. Muck always seems to have a disruptive Pokemon power, and Dark Muck is no exception. Dark Muck's Sticky Goo Pokemon power makes it so that your opponent pays 2 colorless more to retreat their active Pokemon. Its attack, Sludge Punch, deals 20 damage for 2 energy and inflicts poison. Although this card is easily outclassed by almost every other attacker available at the time, Dark Muck would eventually see success in Pokemon's first modified format, Rocket On. Feraligatr from Neo Genesis ruled supreme during that time, and Muck's quick Sludge Punch attack hits it for weakness, while also disrupting the free retreat of baby Pokemon from the Neo era. Like Dark Muck, Dark Weezing would not hit its stride until the first modified format, Rocket On. Dark Weezing's Mass Explosion attack deals 20 damage times the number of coughing and wheezing you have in play, while also dealing 20 damage to each of your own coughing and wheezing. On its own, Dark Weezing caps out at 80 damage, which isn't bad for 2 energy, and 1-hit KOs most of the relevant attackers from this time. Dealing damage to itself makes it a glass cannon for sure, but in the Rocket On format, Dark Weezing can be paired with Brock's Ninetales from Gym Challenge which uses its Shapeshift Pokemon power to bypass coughing altogether. With Brock's Ninetales in the mix, Dark Weezing is capable of doling out a huge 120 damage. Though not the most competitive card, Dark Weezing is certainly fun to play. Dark Golbat is one of my favorite Pokemon from Team Rocket. The artwork is awesome, and its Pokemon power Sneak Attack would eventually become one of the strongest ways to boost damage in the Pokemon TCG. Sneak Attack allows you to place 10 damage wherever you want on your opponent's field when it evolves. On its own, this Pokemon power is generally outclassed by base set's plus power, but with the eventual introduction of Dark Crobat from Neo Destiny, whose Surprise Bite Pokemon power allows you to place 20 damage wherever you want upon evolution, Dark Golbat eventually becomes a powerhouse when combined with other, more efficient attackers. Although Team Rocket didn't include many Pokemon that were instantly playable in the base set through Team Rocket format, the set's influence would last generations in the Pokemon trading card game. Trainer Lock, Hand Disruption, Rainbow Energy, Ability Denial, and Resource Recovery are all major tenets of the Pokemon TCG that still see play today. Team Rocket is my favorite set in the history of the Pokemon trading card game. The dark theme of the Pokemon in the set is so cool and nostalgic, and they are by far my favorite Pokemon to collect. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like the video, sub to the channel, ring that bell, and check out my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/TrickyJim, where I stream live Pokemon trading card game content every single weekday. If you are looking for retro Pokemon TCG singles, make sure to check out fullgripgames.com. The link is in the description below. Supporting the shop at Full Grip Games directly supports the content I create here on Tricky Jim.